Oh yeah!
Oh no!
A few moments later.
A few hours later.
What is up, YouTube? I want to thank FixDry today for sending me this filament dryer. It is an NT1. It's a dual filament dryer. You can do 2 spools at the same time, or you can do one 500 kilogram spool. This one's really nice. It actually goes up to 70C. I'm putting it to the test today because we have this filament soaking wet. So I've got it set to 60 right now, and for 2 hours, and we're going to come back and see how it does. Okay, we're back, and I had this set to like 2 hours, and that was definitely not enough. So what I did was I set it to 10 hours and let it just go overnight. So this was really, really wet. So we're going to open it up and see. I believe it looks pretty dry now. So we're going to open it up and we're going to put it on a printer and see how it does. You can see here the cardboard in it is extremely dry, and since we literally beat the crap out of this filament, I don't even know how it's going to do, because it is, it's got grooves in it here where we slammed it around a lot, so it may have some difficulty going through. I don't know. We'll see. But what I'm going to have to do with this is I'm going to have to put this on a different spool, because this isn't going to cut it. So I've got a few other spools here that I use, that I've printed. This is actually a bamboo spool. I don't think that's gonna be wide enough. So we'll just set that aside. So we have this one. This one's kind of unscrews here. We can try it out. Let's see. If I can slide everything over onto this or not. What I may have to do, because this spacer is not fitting inside of here, I may have to just let it go and see what happens. Very kinked up right here. It's gonna be difficult, but it'll be good enough for our testing purposes. So we're gonna bring this filament over here, and I'm gonna load it into this machine, and we're gonna show you what it looks like. Trying to get a close-up view of this. I'm pushing the orange out now. As you can see, it's coming out as a smooth line. And now we're getting into this filament, which is red with kind of sparkles in it. And you can see that it's coming out great. It's completely dry. A good way to test this is you can run your hands across it, and if you feel bumps and ridges in it, then you know it's still wet, or you get bubbles in it or anything like this. This filament has been completely dried. Just to show what it looks like when it's wet, I've had this filament from KBP for a little while now, and it's wet. I know this. Each time they sent me this stellar blue, I had about 3 spools that was very wet. It needs to be dried. So I'm going to put this in and show you what it looks like when you get wet filament. Now I'm going to push this KBP stellar blue that I know is wet through here. It starts coming through in a moment. Now you can see right there already what it's looking like. That's what it looks like when you get wet filament. You push it through fast, you see it steaming. Just like that. So anytime you're looking for, do I have wet filament? What's going on with my prints? Always do a test here, push it through and see what you got. Because you can tell real quick if you're getting issues like that your prints are going to come out looking like crap. Obviously on this you can run your hand across it and feel. You could see just a moment ago how wet that was. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to go ahead and put this filament back in. And we'll see again how this looks very smooth. No steam coming off of it or anything like that. Okay, so I've got the filament loaded up in this printer here. I just showed you how it looks wet and how this is now not wet. Doesn't appear to be anyways. So we're going to print a part off on it and see how it does. So I'm going to load up a file. We're going to slice it in here. We're going to print it and see what it looks like. So we're going to slice this little part right here. This is one of the parts that go on the 2.4 for the Z drive. We'll export it and we'll print this. So as soon as the heater bed gets up to temperature and it gets to heat soak for a few, we will go ahead and start this and see how it does. Okay, there we go. Now we got this part that we just printed out of the filament that was very wet and dried in this FixDry here. Did a very good job as wet as that stuff was. The main difficulty in printing this was because we tore it up so much and banged it and beat it to do the video. So it had a little bit of a rough life. So let's pop it off here and take a look at it. So here we can see the layer lines look really good. The top layer looks smooth. The bottom layer didn't warp or anything like that. Just an all-around good part. For as wet as that filament was, this thing done a fantastic job at drying it. Now this is the Polymaker filament. I want to say thank you to Polymaker for providing the filament for this video. This is Polylite ASA. The color is Galaxy Red. So thank you again to FixDry and Polymaker for making this video possible. This is a really good machine. I would highly recommend it if you got filament that's really wet that needs dried. That's going to be it. I will see you guys on the next video. If you don't already know, I live stream every Saturday. Come check that out, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will see you there.